Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Mindset. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Mantissa within the Atropa 414 ecosystem. So I'm going to start off by sharing a little bit of what Maria had to say about this in the Zurich interaction with the KSB interview. So I'm going to leave that whole interview in the description. I'm also going to share the liquidity map with it and the few ratio trading opportunities and why. For me personally, I've gone pretty heavy in Mantissa because I do believe that it's going to have a lot of future potential because of what Maria said and because of just my gut feel around how the pStables are going to move and its relationship with pUSDT. So with that, we'll get straight into the episode. So we're going to start off, as I said, just by playing this little clip where Maria was asked about the relationship of Mantissa to USDT within the Atropa ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it fair to say that Mantissa and Qingdao are the equivalent for Atropa to USDT and USDT?
No.
What's the difference?
So the Qingdao is designed to support a marketplace. The Mantissa token is designed to represent like the operating element of the system. So when we start hitting all the goals, the Mantissa system will become more and more active. And from my perspective of holdings, the backing assets just kind of sit stable. But those start moving around, and the changes in there will have a lot more volatility based on how I want to control the system.
Okay.
Because I won't be using Atropa to control anything.
Yeah.
I won't be modulating prices with it. It's only a backing asset.
So we've already seen Maria modulating prices between different tokens, trading between different ratios to basically control the ecosystem and manipulate the ecosystem in a positive way. So unlike Atropa, which is actually just a backing asset, Mantissa is actually going to be used to help operate this system. So this is something where, in my opinion, I love the idea of liquidity providing. So I have a feeling that this is going to play a big part with being a nice pair to provide some liquidity with. If you want to just sit your tokens in something to generate yield on, and you want to just hold those assets and generate yield, I think Mantissa is going to be a really, really good one. So with that, it makes me wonder, okay, so what are some good opportunities? So how would I actually find those opportunities? So first of all, what you would want to do if you want to find a good liquidity providing opportunity, well, actually first, before we get into the liquidity map, I'm going to go over this tweet by PLS Pup. So steady pup, steady fellow. Here's another liquidity map for the Atropa LP nerds. Mantissa, I just love the logo, by the way, is getting a bit more attention lately, but I'm posting this to bring a bit more attention to it and help some people understand it better. I describe it as a pUSDT gateway into the 414 system. With the pStables to $1 narrative, many believe Mantissa will have amazing price action from its LP connection with the PRC20 version of USDT. The tokens connected with it will move together as this ecosystem builds over time. So it has a supply of one. Rob's not going to like that. Shane Schuler is not going to like that. Mantissa has a supply of one, just like Rob has 257 holders. This has probably changed because this post was made in mid to early April. And then USDT to Mantissa has 575K in the LP, and Bear to Mantissa has 90K. And the market cap is just under $1 million. So here's a few words from Maria in the IRC recently. There are 5 Mantissa holders currently with 1% supply. I believe it can outperform USDT. So Mantissa is not mintable. So here's the Mantissa contract. I'm also going to link this tweet below, so you can actually look at the Mantissa contract there. So please don't ask me for the contract. I get a lot of these kinds of questions. I have actually shown these videos in my YouTube. So the basic questions, I'm probably not going to be answering very basic questions. I try to answer everybody, but yeah, if I've already answered it and it's like like something where you can just figure it out for yourself, and I've provided and I've done the background and the work to actually help you figure it out, then yeah, I'm probably not going to answer all the questions because I'm starting to get a lot more questions. So community TG in the comments. So here's the community Telegram as well. So like I said, I'm going to post this tweet, and so you'll have all the links that you're going to need there. So Mantissa Liquidity Map. So you can use pTUS, so it'll do a decent trade to get Mantissa through bear. So SteadyPup is showing that bear through to Mantissa is your best option. Also through pUSDT. So you can buy a pulse chain, go through pulse chain, V1 pulse if you're going to go through PulseX, you would use V1 pulse chain to USDT, and then from USDT to Mantissa. So then if I was going to be a liquidity provider within this ecosystem, because I want to take advantage of that volatility, I'm going to ask you, where would you actually create liquidity to get the most bang for your buck if you've got Mantissa? For me, the answer is pretty obvious. There's two things there that I can see, which is bear and USDT, because these are going to be the biggest avenues into the ecosystem. So you want to get something, you want to basically get a path that has a lot of volume through it. So as you get a lot of volume through it, then you're generating the yield as people are doing those trades. So I actually have a lot more USDT than pDAI. And the very specific reason is because I believe in the narrative of the pStables. And because I believe in the pStables, you're getting better bang for buck with USDT. I think USDT is the best value at the moment. So I have accumulated that more than DAI. But with that said, thanks to the donation from Sunny and the hard ecosystem, I've got a decent amount of pDAI. I'm very, very happy with that. If it pegs to $1, it's like, oh my God, this whole YouTube channel has been like extremely lucrative because I've got so much pDAI in there. So thank you very much, Sunny. So if you do want to learn about Sunny's ecosystem, you can check out that video that I did on hard the other day. But yes, I actually do think USDT is the one to go with at the moment because I do believe in the pStables. Well, I'm hoping in the pStables narrative. So this is why I accumulate more of USDT, because once it actually pegs and stabilizes, I'm getting 25% more USDT than I am DAI. So once it does peg, I can swap between. So with that, everything within the Atropa ecosystem, or not everything, but a large part of the Atropa ecosystem is the ratios. So here we can see the ratio between Mantissa and teddy bear. So this might be something, if you've got a lot of Mantissa and you've got a lot of teddy bear, this might be a great option to actually provide some liquidity. It only has $117 volume in it at the moment. Again, market cap of 821K, liquidity of 94K. So it doesn't have a lot of volume going through it, which basically means not a lot of people are swapping their teddy for Mantissa. But if you are anticipating this as a future trend where it's going to come into play once, as Maria said, targets are being hit and goals are being hit, this might be something where you want to get in nice and early into this liquidity pool to actually take full advantage of this. Then here is Mantissa to USDT. And this one has a lot more volume through it. So this one has 4.3K volume through it. So this, in my opinion, is a very, very, very nice liquidity pool that you can actually take advantage of. If you're holding, if you're collecting USDT and you're collecting Mantissa and it's just sitting there, provide some liquidity. This is something that I do. So for example, I did a ratio swap here. So I'm actually looking at simplifying even more a lot of my ecosystem because a lot of this takes a lot of time, and I'm actually finding that it's really taking away from a lot of the things that I'm needing to do outside of cryptocurrency. It's taking so much time to like monitor charts and monitor all the different things that I have, create content, run the meditation center. It's taking a lot of time. So I'm really looking always to simplify things. So if I can just find a few key little things. So Mantissa is one of the key things that I really want to take advantage of as an ecosystem within the Atropa ecosystem. And I want to be nice and early in that. And I have been nice and early in that, thanks to the SteadyPup interview that I did. That was a really good interview, by the way. If you want to learn more about liquidity providing and arbitrage bots, definitely go check that out. I'll provide the link just above. But this one was almighty. So the simp, the simp almighty Hexagon. Well, he's not almighty Hexagon anymore. He's just almighty. he basically called this out here and he said, now's a good opportunity for a ratio trade. And I took that ratio trade. So thank you, Almighty. So I traded 394K. So this is basically what I did, 394K, excuse me, USDT to Mantissa. So I basically record it, and then I'm going to probably very soon after this video, I'll swing it back from the Mantissa back into the USDT. So that is almost plus 30%. So on my near 400K Mantissa, plus 30%, that's pretty damn good, man. That's like 100 and something K extra of USDT. That's pretty good. If that pegs to $1, that's phenomenal. So these are the kinds of things that I want to be looking at. I want to just have these key charts that I monitor and just stay within the Atropa ecosystem, provide the liquidity, basically go between the different ratios within the Atropa ecosystem. I'm really wanting to simplify. I'm getting a lot of people come to me and share different kinds of ecosystems. And it's not that I'm against those ecosystems. And I think those ecosystems are doing wonderful things, but I think basically all of them are modeling off the Atropa ecosystem. So I think I'm going to stick mostly to the Atropa ecosystem just because it makes it easier for my mind to follow. I can't follow lots of different things. It's just too hard. I also follow artificial intelligence and metaverse. It's getting too much. If I was just on Pulse Chain, I might do that, but I'm not just on Pulse Chain because I'm doing a few other different things as well. So yes, these are the kinds of opportunities that I want to be looking for. So if you think it's going to dip back down, you can basically trade ratios between these two price points. You could wait it out. Like this is what I want to be all about within the Atropa ecosystem. This is what I want to be all about on Pulse Chain. So hopefully that gives a nice little overview of Mantissa. And I just want to shout out to Martin Axel Art. So thank you very much. This is a lovely acrylic painting. So Shane Art Schuler, Rob, we've had a few mentions in this one. So he captured my bung eye. He captured my lazy eye. So thank you very much for that as well. It's a beautiful, I love his artistic style. So he's got a really, really lovely artistic style. So have a look at some of these heavy hitters here. We got RG3, we got Freddy Quotes, Huddle Dog. I think this is Kinetics, Funding Jim, Matty Allen. So Crypto Coffee, obviously the big dog, Richard Hart. So there's a lot of heavy hitters here. So thank you very much for that lovely painting, Martin Axel Art. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed that little overview of Mantissa. And I'm now just going to finish on a little book reading because there is the Pulse Chain conference coming up, and I just applied for it to hopefully be able to talk about the Atropa ecosystem and the pDAI ecosystem. Whether I get accepted or not doesn't really matter. As things happen, then I just go with the flow. So if I get accepted, cool, I'll be able to share the things that I understand about it. If not, no problem. And again, I'll always try and represent the community in the most positive way possible. So I really hope that I don't consider myself a leader or an influencer or anything of this kind. I just really want to be a voice for the people who are actually doing the work. So all the guys behind the scenes who are actually doing the building, I'm just a voice for those guys. So I really hope that I can represent the community in a positive way. And I always try and keep things positive and not negative. So with that, with the book reading that I'm going to share today, it's a lesson that I continuously try to emphasize within my own heart and mind and try and share with the audience, because I really think as a matter of principle, this is the best way to onboard people into the Pulse Chain ecosystem and the Atropa ecosystem. So this particular, again, Diary of a CEO, I just absolutely love this book. And this is about disagreements and how to disagree and how not to disagree with someone. So here's what needs to be done if we want to increase our chances of being heard by someone on an opposing side. According to Sharot, if you want to keep someone's brain lit up and receptive to your point of view, you must not start your response with a statement of disagreement. When you find yourself disagreeing with someone, avoid the emotional temptation at all costs to start your response with, I disagree, or you're wrong, and instead introduce your rebuttal with what you have in common, what you agree on, and the parts of their argument that you can understand. The strength of any carefully reasoned, logical argument isn't likely to be recognized when you open with disagreement, regardless of how much evidence you have or how objectively correct you are. Instead, if we start from a place of agreement, of common ground, we increase the chance that the strength of our arguments, the accuracy of our logic, and the weight of the evidence will be received at all. So this is something that I have tried to do for a very long time, mostly because, well, a lot to do with the way that I understand the mind. In the past, I used to be very argumentative. I used to be, and who listens? Nobody listens. Even if you're right, nobody listens. If you disagree with someone, nobody listens, because as soon as you disagree, their walls go up. Why? Because of people's egos. People's ego, they don't, if they believe something to be true and you're telling them it's wrong, automatically they're shutting off to you. But if you actually agree with them and find some common ground, then your minds become one. So I don't know if I should be doing that symbol, but your minds become one. So when your mind becomes one, they're more likely to listen to your words. So when you deliver with no mind and you actually give them something in agreement, then your mind becomes one and they'll hear your words. And they might not necessarily agree with you, but you're going to plant a seed in their mind. And if they're open-minded enough, they're actually going to be receptive to what you're actually trying to say. So this is something that I've been very big on all the time with everything that I've been trying to share over the last few years. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed that episode. Hopefully you can get some Mantissa. I'm not saying anything about buying Mantissa now. I'm not saying now is a good time to buy or anything like that. This is really just an overview of Mantissa. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Share it around, and thank you very much. Take care.